Hi beautiful people, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. In today's video I am just going to share my story of how I got my student visa. And yeah, that was in 2009 to study in the UK. It was a tier 4 student visa, and I just hope my short story is going to encourage someone to reach out for their goals, and yes, just encourage someone to go for that visa application. Just do it, follow your dreams, guys. So yes, let's go straight into the video. So my story to obtain a student visa all goes like this. It started in 2007. I had completed my high school in Zambia in 2006, and around 2007 I wasn't doing much, just kind of working. I didn't want to go to uni or college at that time. I just thought I could give it a 1-year gap. So 2007 was kind of a gap year for me. But yeah, I did have my desire to study abroad. Then in 2008, in 2007, I enrolled into IT, a computer course. Not really IT, I should just say a computer course. It was just kind of basic things: Internet Explorer, Microsoft Word, Excel, and just the basic part of a computer and how to type, how to do things. So it was then, and the center where I used to go for my computer studies had an internet cafe. So like, if I go early, I could get to kind of browse the internet and stuff. That was back in 2007, guys. So yeah, I always used to go early because I just wanted to kind of open the browser, Internet Explorer, just open, just Google things and stuff. And then it got to a point that every time I go early, I would kind of go to the browser, and then I'd look for schools abroad. I just didn't know where to begin from looking for schools abroad. I knew countries, like countries of interest, of course, were Canada, UK, Australia, and America, and South Africa. But South Africa was like, the crime rate was just too high, so I crossed that one out. USA, I liked USA, but it wasn't just there, so I crossed that one out. And then I was left with the UK, Canada, and Australia. So I did make applications that every time that I would go to this internet cafe to do my studies, my lessons and stuff, I would say, today I'm going to search for schools in Canada. So I'll look for schools in Canada, and following day, I'll just do that. Following day, I'll kind of look for schools in Australia, or look for schools in the UK. And the course areas that I was looking for was kind of business administration, strategic management, just something in business. 2007 so went by with me just having to look for schools online and everywhere. So, and then in 2008 I had to go to college. I went to a school in Ndola, which was like, I think it's about an hour's drive or 1 hour 30 minutes, I can't remember, from my hometown. Yeah, and then I wasn't just feeling it, guys. I wasn't. I was there for a year. I did my first semester and I did my second semester, and I was kind of excited. The second semester was done, the year was done. I was enjoying my studies, but my mind was elsewhere, guys. Have you ever sat down kind of thinking, like, what I mean is that every time that I go to bed, I would always dream I'm looking for schools, and like the schools, like I'm somewhere else, I'm abroad, Guys, at that point, I had not been abroad. I had not been out of Zambia, like not even for a day. So it was so shocking that I would wake up and I'll be like, oh, okay, so is that how the UK looks like? Because in the dream, I was in the UK. I know it's the UK, but I've never been there, so how possible is it to dream of some place that you've never been? But anyways, that was what was happening. And I vividly remember in one of my dreams, I was looking for schools abroad, and I think that was in some country, I think Canada or the UK, and I was looking for schools abroad. And then I met a lady, and the lady was kind of trying to give me directions. So, oh yeah, I was like, are there schools around? And she was like, yeah, there's schools. There's one called Zamim, and I know Zamim is a school in Zambia, it's a college in Zambia. So immediately she said Zamim, I was like, no, I'm not looking for that one. Oh dear me, the dreams I used to have. I'm like, no, I'm not looking for that one. So and then I just started researching. So back with me being at college in Zambia, those were the dreams that I used to have. So second semester of my studies, I kind of just said, okay, when I get back home, I will be serious. Like I am going to look for schools abroad. I'm going to start making applications. And so yeah, that was 2008 went by. So in 2009, my dad was like, are you not going back to school? I'm like, I'm looking for a school elsewhere. I'm looking for a school abroad, Dad. So he was like, oh, okay, all right. And yeah, I think it was kind of, you know, not knowing where to start from and stuff. And so I then had this interest in reading the newspaper. Should have been Times of Zambia or the Post, whatever papers at that point. Times of Zambia, Daily Mail. No, I think it was the Times of Zambia. So every time Dad would get home, I'd always ask him, oh Dad, do you have today's paper? And he would be like, yeah. Or like immediately he gets in the house, I need to say he's got a paper in the car. Or when he's reading the paper, like he's back from work, you know, he's had his dinner and he's reading the paper, I'll be there waiting for when he's gonna get done with that paper. So yeah, so when my dad gets done with the paper and he goes to bed, I would kind of sit, yeah, at the dining table. And in the paper there was a section that had advertisements like study abroad. I think that was an agency, so like you had to call them. And there was a school that they put, it was West London College. So, and I just saw, you know, it had like WLCs, just something big. And the school was in London. And what I did was, that was an agency that had advertised in the paper. So like, you needed to contact them, you see? And then they'll talk to you, you need to pay them something. And yeah, but for me, I took the college name, and because at that time I knew how to browse, so I went to the internet cafe, I checked it out, I browsed, I saw their courses, I went through their courses, and then yeah, I chose to do hotel management, hotel and tourism. So yeah, so sent this college an email saying, no, I think on the website they had a place where you kind of, you know, do your application, like click to apply. So I did all those things, I applied. So like every day I would go to the internet cafe to check for the email from the school. And yeah, they were so good, they responded. They offered me a place, and they put the fees and how much I needed to pay, and they kind of sent me you know, like via mail, acceptance letter, and it had all the details of how to apply for a visa in my home country and stuff like that. So I was like, oh yes, I got it. So that acceptance letter was conditional, yeah, in the sense that I needed to pay some tuition fees, and then they would now send unconditional, and that unconditional was the letter that I had to take with me to do my visa application. So yeah, so I had a conditional, so I took that letter, I took it to my family, and I was like, Dad, I have been accepted, these are the fees and the like, and yeah, my parents were like, okay, we are going to make kind of a first installment and see how everything goes. So we did that, and I think within a week they sent me, they emailed me, and then they also mailed unconditional. So like, I've been fully accepted, I've paid. So the letter was kind of showing how much I've paid for my tuition, for my accommodation and stuff like that. Since I was an undergraduate, I needed to have also paid for accommodation. Accommodation was paid, the letter was in my hands, the letter was home in Zambia, and you know that excitement where, oh yes, I will be going to do my studies. And yeah, so I did not know about how to go about visa applications. All I told Mom was that, Mom, I need to go to the British Embassy. Mom knew the places where everything was, and I kind of followed all the rules. I read, you know, like when you go online, you read what you really need to submit a student visa. So I did all those things, and then I went online and read, and I prepared myself. At that point, the UK visa system was kind of changing, so they needed they called it the maintenance fees, like the maintenance funds. Those are the like money in your account that you would use once you get to the UK. So at that point, they needed that money in my personal account. So that was the year that I opened up my account back home in Zambia, and yeah, we put the required amount into my account, and that's how myself, Mom, and her friend, we made our journey to the capital city. It's like 5 hours drive one way, and then 5 hours back to my hometown. So yeah, so we went and went to the British Embassy. It was in Lusaka. At that time there were so many queues, like you needed to queue, you needed to wait. So we woke up very early and we waited, we submitted everything, and they said, I think when you make your application, like today, it will be out, I think the following day. Yeah. So they were like, yeah, you need to come back tomorrow. Oh well, so we went back, and they had this system of putting stuff in a brown envelope, but I could see like others were given without in a brown envelope, and mine was in a brown envelope. I was like, okay. So when I opened the first letter that was in a brown envelope was is it entry refusal? So they denied me the visa. That was the most disappointing and sad news for me that day. And they kind of put the reasons why. So my funds, the money in my account was a few hundreds less, because like when we had deposited the money in my account, then I think the pound at that point had gone up a little bit, so that money became less. Yeah, so we're like, okay, I will try and reapply. So that was the first refusal that I got. I think in my passport there is something written here. So yeah, like when it was denied, I kind of got that. So we gave it like a month, and then we went back. I was supposed to start my studies in June, so we kind of went back in July. Was it in June or July? Somewhere there. We kind of went back in May, and yeah, waiting, excited. I went back with mom this time. It was just the two of us. She didn't want her friend probably to witness something that happened, because not like when they denied, I was crying. So when we went back, and it was the same thing, they gave me a brown envelope. I felt bad, but this time around I didn't cry. I kind of, it was the same, insufficient funds, as they called it, insufficient funds. So always, the money would always be less, because the pound was kind of going up a little bit, and the time that you put the money to meet the pound, and the pound will go up, and your money in your account will be like that. So yeah, that happened again, and so I couldn't come to study in July, to start my studies in the UK in July. I had to wait for September. So yeah, I prepared myself, you know, pumped up my personal account to have more than what they were asking for, more than enough. So for my third visa application, I didn't go with mom because she didn't want to see her daughter heartbroken. So I went with my elder sister. We really enjoyed the journey, because with mom, she used to drive, but my elder sister, we had to get on a coach. So yes, it was chatting and eating and buying food and having fun and the like. So this time around, I wasn't even like, if they refused, they refused. I'll just look for schools around. Yeah. So we went, did the application. I think they told us to come like the day, how can I say it? So we went in the morning, we submitted, they did my biometrics and my fingerprints and my passport photo shots and the like, and they said we need to go, I think the following day as well, to get the decision. So we went, and there was a place that like in a waiting area you would have to wait. So my sister was seated there, and there's a place that I had to walk in. It's kind of a glass, and yeah, to get my documents. So this time around, when I went in, I was looking, you know, I kept telling my sister to say, I do not want that brown envelope. I don't want it. So when I went, and the lady was like, the lady just handed stuff to me, like my passport, and then all my documents, so like my white papers with that brown envelope. I was like, okay, cool. So when I kind of sat in the waiting area, so this is my Zambian passport. I was looking, yeah, I couldn't see it, and you don't, like, my hands were shaking, couldn't see it, and then I saw it. I was like, yes! Me and my sister, my elder sister, we jumped. I was so happy, and that's how come we went back to the coach station, yeah, and we headed back home 5 hours. Mom and dad, my family was all happy and the like. So that was how I got my student visa to come abroad, to come study in the UK. I did not use any agency. All I did was kind of read what they required, what they wanted. At that point, I think I didn't even know you could use an agency, you know, for your immigration and your visa. It was when I got to the UK that most of my friends would say, oh yeah, my visa was done by someone in Osaka. I'm like, oh, okay, I didn't know about that. So guys, that was how I got my visa, and that was like, that's how I told you how I searched for my school, the kind of dreams I was having at that point. So all I can say is that I think we need to follow our dreams, you know. We need to believe in who we are, and just go with your dream, just go with your flow. So that's my story, guys. It's bye for now. Until next time, if you're new, please don't forget to subscribe. And my life in the UK, I will try and make another video explaining to you how this Zambian girl got to the UK, finally got on a plane and here. So it's bye for now, till next time, bye.